Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to Sip and Sew. It is I, your host, Jen. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Fun fact, today I learned that setting up at night will always be better for being on time in the mornings. Freaking imagine that. I apologize for being late today. I heard my 6 o'clock alarm. I grabbed my phone. I remember slinging it onto the floor first. I silenced my alarm, and then it was 6:30. So that's how today's going so far, but it's okay. You know, a minor trifle in the grand scheme of things. So forgive me for needing to do a few adjustments while I'm getting y'all started up for the day. Make sure our vertical friends can see this. Start. Yeah, there it goes. Now we're cooking with butter. Alright, so good news, nothing crazy happened in my life between yesterday and today. Other than, I did get to talk to my mom for a little bit about planting some beans in the front yard for next year. It's pretty stinking exciting. And for anyone that has the vertigo, you might want to close your eyes here in a second, because I do need to power the laptop up and it might give you a little bit of a jitter. I'll give you an extra warning in 2 seconds. Alright, I'm going to move the laptop real quick, so if you're sensitive to movement, please hold. Much better. Okay, now we can all see each other eye level-ish. So, yesterday, we started prepping up on the commission quilt, and we got pattern pieces cut out for a pair of athletic shorts. So today, we're going to go ahead and cut out the fabric for the athletic shorts first. Time dependent, we will get sorted with the blanket. Oh my god. I have not taken a sip of the coffee yet to get my life functional, but we're getting there. Also, my chat bubble's going. I cleaned my laptop out yesterday also. So we're going to see how functional everything is. Because it was starting to get on my nerves. Like, clean sweeped a bunch of stuff. So for anyone who was not here yesterday or didn't get a chance to see yesterday's video yet, we are working on a pair of shorts from this. McCalls was the M7610. And we're doing the shorts that are on these two lovely ladies. I love these jogger pants. I need to get a pair of shorts done first because I feel like they're going to be more forgiving if I goof it up. But here is a front view on the pattern itself. And then the back view. So we got all the pieces we needed cut out yesterday. And the fun thing we figured out yesterday that I haven't experienced yet with pattern pieces is that the shorts pattern is also part of the joggers pattern. So we had to do a little bit of mentally prepping ahead of time of how we're going to deal with that pattern piece. So for this we have 2 pockets. So what I surmised without actually reading all the instructions yesterday is that the pockets are going to go to like different sides of the fabric, and then they'll get sewn together as one big thing. We'll figure it out. We'll read through the instructions, figure it out today. And then elastic guide for when we need to cut out the actual elastic. That will go into the waistband. Actual waistband bit. And then we have 2 things for the bottoms. Hoo-hoo, come here, Caffeine. I also lost my water bottle, so if anyone asks me to hydrate, we'll be hydrating with coffee right now. Till further notice. It's somewhere in the house. I remember touching it and putting it somewhere. Where that somewhere is, I have yet to figure out. But for the pants, there's 2 pieces. There is that one's the front, back. 9 is the back, 7 is the front. And there is just a little bit of oh my god, I have to sneeze. Okay, the weather is weathering, and my nose is not happy about it. But anyways, for this, so they're cut like a little bit different. The front piece is a little bit thinner than the back. That is by design. That's so you have room for your butt. I figured this out because I was scrolling upon the Reddit in the Sewers thread, which is actually a really nice place to be. And someone was asking about it for theirs, and one of the lovely contributors towards the end was like, oh yeah, that's, butt room. And I was like, oh my god, that makes so much sense, because stuff you don't think about until you're like in the middle of experiencing it. So we are going to iron them out before we put them on the fabric, because I ironed out my last set of pattern pieces for the first time in forever, and it made life so much easier. So we're going to do that, and it won't take long. It's just a few minutes to make life easier, and that's always worth taking a few extra minutes for. Oh, it's interfacing. It was interfacing from somebody's dress that got stuck on there. And do I have an extension cord over here? Probably not. Probably not. Let me think. Okay, and this thing is lagging like all. So hold on. Okay, there we go. There's a little bit of a lag. I turned something off to see if it'll fix itself or not. So if it keeps lagging really bad, let me know and I'll turn it back on. I had the bit rates fixed, but for whatever reason, it's like, it may have changed itself. I might have to go back in and change it again, which is going to be incredibly frustrating. I am going to very quickly go acquire an extension cord that I put too far away. You ever go cleaning stuff and you put everything away and you're like, yeah, it's exactly where I need it to be at. And then I think the microphone will make it back there. Yeah, you clean, you get all your stuff put away, and you're like, I know where everything is now, and it's exactly where it's supposed to be at. And then you can't find the thing you need because you cleaned it too much. That's what's happening right now. But it's okay, because I do know where the masses of extension cords are. So if anyone has ever questioned to yourselves, do I really need to prep things ahead of time? It'll be fine the day of. I'm telling you, just do it ahead of time. From a 32-year-old still occasionally making these decisions, just do it ahead of time. And I love this little mini iron that I got off of Amazon. Truthfully, it's smaller than what I thought it was going to be, but it's so stinking cute. Yeah, right? It happens every time. It's always something. But the only thing I don't love about the cord is it's so stinking short, so it's just incredibly fantastic that I have mooched very long extension cords over the years. So I have one, which is great. I think I fixed that light. I think I turned off the low latency thing. It's okay now. Whatever. Anywho's, while the iron's warming up, let me think. That's like the one thing about streaming multiple days in a row. Like, my life is so chill. Oh, such a problem. Such a problem. Oh, I'll tell you the funny thing that happened in my dream last night. We'll wait for the iron to get up. So there was a lot of other context and things going on, which was super weird, but I usually shave the back of my head down, right? So like all this is long back here. It's usually pretty short, and it's been great for the summer. I don't mind it in the winter because the rest of my hair is thick enough that it's not like, I'm not dying once it gets cold outside. But I was dreaming last night that my hair was just like several different lengths all the way around. I was like, what is this? And that's what helped me wake up with my 6:30 alarm, because it freaked me out. I was like, so today, Jen will be fixing her freaking hair. But this is nice and toasty now. I can feel the heat radiating. And all I'm trying to do is just get these to lay flatter than they were in the package. Iron out some of the like valleys and hills, wrinkles, make sure corners aren't flipped up weird. And like, I know for the pants the bottom doesn't really matter because we only need the top half, but we're gonna do it anyways because it won't be as wrinkled whenever we come back to actually doing the pants. There's a cord in front of me and it's irritating me. Just this. There we go. Okay. I'll say this: for as hot as this little sucker gets, it is not prone to burning things, which is nice. At least not yet. I haven't found the oh god, it's gonna burn this in a second limit. Which not that you should ever have to find that, but some it's good to know where it is. I was so excited for rain yesterday because it just looked mucky cloudy all day. And we got a whisper in the darkness. And I think it must have rained for a little bit longer last night because it's still wet on the road. It's not like good rain. There we go. Yeah, we'll cut these out, and then I've got this like a blue jersey knit that I cut some of it out to make a t-shirt for the small one, and I have plenty left over to do my thing. We'll probably still have some left over, and one day in the foreseeable future, maybe if we have like a true like cold winter fall, or wow, a rainy fall morning or something. Yeah, when we have a little cozy thing, we're gonna go through all the scraps and figure out what we can use for that sunbonnet Sue quilt, because the applique pieces are relatively small, and from what I can surmise, a lot of my scraps are well within that fit range. So it'd be a great way to use up some of the extras. And I double checked my machine yesterday to make sure I wasn't crazy. I do not have a blanket stitch, which makes sense. It makes sense because my table is like kinked in the middle. Hold on. Okay. I have a Baby Lock Molly A-line machine, and the design of the machine it's for making clothes. It's for people that are just like getting into the groove. So while I do have like an overlock stitch, apparently, as I had, and like, what else on there? I think I technically have a smocking stitch and a scallop. Like, I got a couple of things in there. I don't have a blanket stitch, so I've decided that I'm just going to hand applique it. And that will be good for me. Because I do enjoy hand stitching things sometimes. I mean, I do like hand embroidery and cross stitch, and I do crochet things too, so it's not out of my realm of expertise by any means. And it's not very big. It's only 9 or 12 little characters to do. You'll make for a good couple of streams. Or hear me out. You get everything prepped for my birthday. I have one big long birthday stream. It's just hand applique it. Maybe. That's an option. I would love to do like one big fat 6-hour stream one day. That would be freaking stellar. With adequate hydration, of course. Y'all should know at this point, hydrating is not my forte. That's why it only costs 50 channel points to redeem. I was watching someone's the other day and it was like 100 or something. I was like, wow, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot. Like, channel points come pretty quick when you're watching for a long time and stuff. I was like, man, I'm lowballing it here. I would drop it down at like 10 or something, but some people, or like remove the buffer on it, because it does have a wait time. Some people would abuse that, I think. Yeah, and y'all should be able to, here, I'll hold up this piece real quick so y'all can see. That's heat resistant, it's not going anywhere. So it's a lot smoother looking now. There's still some little like bumps and things in it, but it's nothing that's gonna make cutting out fabric a pain in the butt or make us mess up cutting the fabric. Because I have had it happen where the pattern was wrinkled and it messed up my cut and it messed up the whole thing. And I had to make some quick recalculations mid-sew. But this we still have to iron, so you can kind of see how it's a little bit more crinkly, crusty. It's gonna give us a hard time. Because for as wrinkly as this is, you can almost, you might not be able to see it on the stream, but you can almost kind of watch it relax and stretch out a little bit. So if any of y'all one day decide to start doing your own sewing stuff, please iron your pattern first. You can use your big kit iron and your big kit ironing board. It does not matter. I have tried to do things like this with the steamer. So if you're a steamer only location, it's not very effective because you kind of need that pressing motion to get what you need done. I do not have a big iron because I am vehemently against the process of ironing. I also try my best to be if the dryer is done, it comes out and it goes on a hanger, so I don't have to worry about it. I do have a steamer for the things that need it. And I do love my little steamer. Plus, I find steaming to be a little bit more therapeutic than ironing. Not that every chore task needs to be therapeutic by any means, but it makes it less of a pain in the butt. Not recommended for people with large wardrobes or lots of denim. Actually, I think I might be done with the concept of wearing denim jeans. Except for once in a blue moon. Especially after I get those linen pants done. Maybe a wrap. Yeah, barring this goes well, the linen pants might be the next thing on the list. I'll have to double check the pattern sizes and make sure we don't need to wait for anything crazy to happen. That barring this goes well, minimum tiers, minimal oopsie poopsies. I might just go straight to the pants because they're like, I think they'll be fine going into the fall, but I want to make sure I get good wear out of them before the winter gets here. And I personally think it's going to be cold this year. I don't know, I just call it a woman's intuition. But I was outside, I think we were getting in the car to go to the park or something, and there was just this crazy whiff of just fall in the air. Like something shifted. It was like cool wind for 2 seconds, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be like that this year? Excellent. So like call it what you will. I think it's gonna be cool. And I would almost bet that, you know, I wouldn't put a lot of dollar bucks on it. Maybe like $1. That for how dry we were, and then the bottom kept like intermittently falling out, I wonder if we will have a similar situation when winter precipitation arises. My heart wants to call it snow every time. I know realistically, living in basically the Piedmont, North Carolina, that's not really probably gonna get ice. But my heart can still hope for snow, so that's what we do. But I think it's gonna be a beautiful fall this year. I can feel it in my bones. And I'm the kind of person where it doesn't matter if it's like a rainy fall or like sunshiny the whole time. Just need that crispy air. All right, last piece to iron. Then we can pull the fabric. Well, then we're going to double check the instructions, then we're going to pull the fabric out. Because I did have on the big flowery dress that I made a situation in the instructions where the pattern pieces were meant to be flipped upside down before you cut. And if I hadn't read it first, it would have ruined the whole thing. It's crazy behavior. Because the patterns are, you have a right side and a wrong side. The printed side where you can read what it's on there is your right side. In the instructions, it was like, flip it. I was like, what for why? For why? And it was, I think it was for the interfacing. So not a big deal, but I would have cried. Okay, so that's done. This is turned off. We're gonna unplug it and move it away from everything. Like that too. Oh, perfect. Excellent. You can go right there on the circle table and relax. All right. Some of the less fun things. Per usual, we have what our front back looks like, pattern markings, adjustments if we need to adjust anything. I am lucky enough that most of the time for McCall's patterns, I don't have to adjust anything for the tops or the bottoms, so we're not going to worry about that today. Pattern pieces we have, and then the cutout instructions. Hooray! We love cutout instructions. And if you've never made a pattern before and you're like, why is this important? It is to make sure you have the least amount of salvage left over, and to make sure that you have enough room to get all of your pattern pieces out. So we love that. And sometimes, so you can get fabric when it comes off the bolt where it's 45 inches versus 60 inches. And sometimes, depending on your pattern, that does change how the fabric is laid out. So you do want to check that ahead of time. So if you see something and you're like, why is there 2 of these or 2 of that? It's because it's banking on you might having a different size fabric. And that's okay. So, but we are doing E, and we need almost nothing, which is great. But it's assuming we're using 60 inches of fabric. I don't even remember how much we have on this blue. Or 60-inch wide fabric, I should say. Regardless, I don't remember how much it is, so we're going to fold up to kind of look like the picture and then lay our pieces out. And also, mind you, I'm going to go up here with it. It's assuming that we chopped off the shorts instead of just leaving the pants long, or that we have the brain cells just folded up to where that seam line needs to be. Actually, it gives us 2. Oh, because that's the small. Okay. We want the large, extra large, extra, extra large. See? And that's why we look at everything 2 times. Because for the smaller sizes, it has one way of cutting it out. Bigger sizes, we have a different way. Huzzah. So we'll worry about that. Basically, we're on a square. And the other thing you want in it too is your fabric is always folded right sides together when you're cutting out your pieces, unless it's otherwise indicated. So down here on the sewing information key, it tells you where it's filled in gray is your right side. If it's open white, it's your wrong side. We're not going to worry about interfacing or lining today. We're not going to need those. So you can tell around your edges here that your right sides are together and you're putting your patterns on the wrong side. Okay, we do need interfacing for 10. That's fine. I have interfacing floating about in the universe. All right, let's get this fabric pulled out and see what we got. It's nothing fancy. This is fabric that I decided when I got it, I'm like, this will be good to practice things with, and if if I don't feel like wearing it to the gym, it will still make a very good pair of sleeve shorts. So I am not particular with what gets used for what, as long as it's comfy and I don't hate myself wearing it. So I have about yay left, which is more than enough. So we're good here. We're fold into a relative square shape. So we can kind of match it up to the picture. And if you ever have like scraggly looking pieces of fabric, you're like, man, I don't know if I can fold it like that to get those pattern pieces cut out, do your best. You've got to unfold it, fold it weird, fold it janky, cut out a couple of pieces, refold it, recut it, fine. As long as you're still following your grain line, it's fine. Because the grain line is going to affect how it fits at the end of the day. Should have known that was going to happen. And okay, I lied. We are going to press this just a smooshing. It has been altered by the hands of someone slightly smaller than me. So we're going to get just a little bit of leaven. Just coffee. Just a little bit. Not a lot. Like, honestly, I'm probably not even going to put the pad underneath it because this fabric's pretty thick. And we're not in here trying to press it into the depths of the earth, so we're just going to give it a little zhuzh. No biggie. It doesn't take long to heat up, so I don't mind taking an extra 30 seconds to make it happen. And this is going to work fine for this. If this were like a piece of cotton blend, something a little bit more prone to wrinkles in the long term, I would, press it like I mean it. This is more or less just to get the fabric flat for me. So when we cut it, it's not bulging in places or in general running amok, because that will cause big problems when we go to start stitching. My efforts in cleaning up my laptop must have worked yesterday because the music is behaving properly this time. It was wild behavior. What I ended up having to do was I went on a deep dive into the memory usage of everything on my laptop. And then I realized I had so much stuff just bogging down the actual hard drive memory from work. I also found out that if I ever want to put more memory on this laptop, I'm going to have to take it apart, get some bigger memory sticks, which is fine. It's a new enough laptop. I can do it. It's not a big deal. It's just things to think about for the future. It's also assuming I'll upgrade and get a different laptop in the next couple of years, but I really like this one. I don't think I want to. The only thing I would maybe do is transition to like a tablet or like one of the folding ones so I can click clack, but also do a skadoodle. Because I do like to sketch. I like sketching with paper and stuff when I need a design or something, but I don't know, I just think it would be prevalent to be able to do it on a laptop or tablet or whatever. That's a big future wish though. It's not a right now problem. Though I will say, because I got my last phone off of, it's called Back Market. Very clever phrasing from the company. And they specialize in recycled like technology and stuff. They've got like hair dryers and vacuum cleaners on there too. Very cool. I think they had PlayStations on there, except I was looking, I miss having a PlayStation. And I would buy from them again. It was quick, it was easy to use. They had a lot of stuff on there. Because I don't know, the more I get, the more I hate buying new tech. I don't want to. Okay, so here's the thing about this. This is only a two-way stretch. It is only going to stretch this way. It is not going to stretch this way. Oh, no, it does a little bit. Okay, never mind. I lied. I have a T-stretch somewhere. I thought it was this. I was wrong. That's my bad. But it doesn't have a lot of stretch. And that's okay. Just trying to remember where the grain line is on this sucker before we have an oopsie poopsie. Okay. So for this one, it has the selvage labeled as being this top edge right here. There we go. As being this top edge, which is perfect because our top edge is way over there on the other side. So we can more or less kind of piece this together like it is on the picture, which is great. I'm not going to pin anything down. I don't like pinning down my pattern pieces. It usually comes out super janky. We will be using pattern weights. And I'm also going to put my hair up in a bun because this ponytail is driving me nuts. It's like not enough to make me chop it all off again, but it's making me buy for the time to do big girl braids again. I think I'm good for chopping it all off again. All right, so we've got 9. 9 is going to go up towards the top corner, and all we're going to do to deal with this is we're going to give it a cheeky little fold here. And we'll put it a little bit closer to the large line because we were cutting it to the large today. And then we'll give it one more. And this is on a curve, so that's going to present its own level of challenges. So what we might do, you know, it wouldn't be the end of the world if we just cut it and then tape the pants back on when we need to. So that's what we're going to do. It's called being flexible in your plans. Something I don't always have the best practice with, so I try to incorporate it here as much as I can. Because when I was cutting out the original piece yesterday, I was like, oh yeah, it's a straight line. Great, fantastic. Wrong, not a straight line. But that's okay. Because I have faith in my ability to tape something back into a straight line. It's fine. Do remember to grab my super official pattern cutting scissors because These used to be one of Mom's good fabric scissors, but there's a nit somewhere in the center of the blade, and it doesn't catch when I'm cutting out patterns, but it catches when I'm cutting out fabric, so that's why it's now a pattern thing. So 9 is going to go up here towards this corner. And I think I'm actually going to cut it close to... Does anything need to be cut on the fold? It looks like the 8 might need to be cut on the fold. So we do want to make sure there's still room for that 8 down there. So we're going to stick this here-ish. We're not setting anything in stone now. We're just placing it to make sure we got room for everything. I'm going to grab 8 because that's going to go right underneath the 9. Okay, it does not say cut on the fold, it just says cut to. They just, for pattern placement, put it towards the bottom. And this is where I take a little bit of artistic liability in where things are placed at. So I try to make sure there's at least like ½ inch to 1 inch gap between everything anyways, just in case. Because stuff happens. And then we've got 7 going down here next to 8. Okay, I was thinking, I had like a quick mental thought of, should I label these pants before I just stick them back in the pattern thing? And no, because they are directional. The top and the bottom face different directions, so when we come back to do the joggers, it'll be easy enough to place and adjust. I should know it's going to be on a curve. It always comes to a curve when you do like crotch level stuff. It's okay, so we're figuring it out now instead of when we're working on the pretty linen pants. All right, and it puts the 7 down here-ish. In the picture, it has the corners of these two lining up, but we're not worried about that. Let me back this up just a hair so y'all can see a little bit better. A little bit better. Yeah. Does this have any more up? No. All right, last couple of things we have. Yeah. 6 up here. And this is actually a great for scraps. This will probably go into scraps for the sunbonnet Sioux quilt because it's like a pretty blue fabric. What are you gonna do? I could, a quick side note, I could hand embroider little stars and flowers and stuff on it before we actually use it for the quilt. It's not that I hate plain fabric, I just, if you can give it a little, if you can jazz it up a little bit, jazz it up a little bit. And then, okay, see, this does say to cut 1 on the fold. Which fold? Where, what? Okay, there we go. Okay, the waistband is the only thing that gets cut on the fold because this is not the size of a large waistband. This doubled over is the size of a large waistband. So I'll show you where the fold line is hiding down at. It is down here at the bottom. Hopefully the light's not glaring it up too bad. There we go. So right here, center front on fold. And it also says on the actual instructions to cut 1 on the fold. I don't know how blurry that is. So this is going to go bloop, 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 bloop. Ka-chow. Okay, so we have everything laid out for cutting purposes. This part won't take so long. So I'm going to start cutting from this side because I worry more about making sure that I have this 10 on the fold than I do making sure I have room for everything else. So the 10's getting done first. And I'm actually going to scooch it down a hair just to give us a little bit more starting room, just in case. All right, and then where's my little basket? I had to stow away my red container with the little squares in it because someone was trying to use them as dominoes. These are not dominoes. So we're going to use the old school. I don't even know how old these are. Mom might know how old these are. I don't know. Fun weights. And I do love these because this one's set to a 90 degree and this one's on a curve, which will be very nice for the pockets and the actual pant pieces. So I'm very thankful to have those today. I'm not too worried about right angles and stuff for the weights, but I think we'll do that and we'll do that, and that might be enough for what we need to do. No, the old girl's groaning over in the corner. She is unimpressed. All right, now the fun part, we actually get to cut stuff out. There's just something about the sound of like good fresh fabric scissors. It's like ASMR by itself. They were my Grammys. So they're very, oh. If I don't laugh, I'll start crying, but they were my Grammys. So what? Grammy probably bought them in what, the, not to tell on everyone's age too much, but she's probably had them since at least the 60s. Unless she didn't start sewing until after she started, because Grammy used to make clothes for my aunts and uncles all the time. Boy, I love you, Orange. Don't hop over here right now. Scissors. There are scissors. I know your mammy said it was toe tripping. Oh, thank you for being so gentle. And see, this is a quality sewing room cat. Did you see how gentle he hopped up here? These are my pants, so I don't really care if there's cat hair on them. It's going in my washing machine anyways. Yeah, you were so gentle. That was the most impressive. I know. Do you like good morning sewing time? I'm sure you do. No. Okay. It's cute until you get in the way. And even then, it's still pretty cute. But you're inhibiting progress. Thank you. He's such a ham. He does. Since I started sewing in the house, he's just been obsessed with the process. All right, and one. What I will do is pin this together so my pattern pieces don't fluff away, or so cute tiny paws don't try and take my pattern pieces. Okay, well, not that one if you're not just going to go in there. All right, that needs to go in the trash to the trinket jar. It's my new rule of thumb. If I go to put something in fabric and I get any kind of resistance, it's out. Out. Where is this going to be safe from you? Probably right here. Yeah, you're okay right there for a second. You're fine. On to the next thing. Man. do need to remember to actually cut this because it does not, excuse me, need to be cut on the fold. We need 2 distinct pieces of fabric for this, but I'll do that little edge last. Are you purring? Oh my god, he's purring. Hold on. Whew, I remember to cut on a curve. Hooray! Are you purring? Do you have something you need to tell the people? You gonna let me clean out your brain? No. Such a meme. He's like, I want to be here, but I don't want you to touch me. No, I'm cutting that one. You can't have that one. Go somewhere else. Thank you. If nothing else, he's a very reasonable creature. I'm gonna do that last because it's gonna get it. Make sure I actually cut the curve. So if there's something I have proven myself in the past couple of months of sewing things, I am terrified of cutting a curve out. My brain will try and make it straight every time. Every time. Fingers just lean away from the curve. Oh, we're gonna have so many good scraps out of this. I do try to square off my scraps as I get to them. At least get them in some kind of shape where I know I can use it later without too much fussing over it. You don't have to. That's just a me thing. Pre-organizing, if you will. Cute. Alright, and this last little strip needs to come off of her. Glorious. Alright, that we're not going to keep for scrap. That's going to go inside. Alright, so now we got 2 pieces of this. Boop, boop. And a cheeky little fold. A reasonable amount of resistance. Alright. Pocket 1. We're going to stick right there, I think. Can I bring it down a little more? Because I'm trying to get it to be a straight-ish edge right there, so I think we can get it from that. Well, it's not my fault your toe beans are right where my pattern pieces are. That sounds like a you problem, bud. Flick your tail at me like that. There we go. Man, Grammy knew what she was doing when she was buying stuff. This is great. Come back down here, clip out this edge. These are going to be no scraps. And a pocket. All right, handsome man. I need that pocket. I do. I'm gonna tickle your toe beans. You flick your tail all you want to, but we got stuff to do today. You are very cute. However, comma, I'll pick you up. Don't you swat at me. Scoot, scoot. Do we need to fight about it? Your mother would be ashamed. She would. Come here. Go over there. All right, I'll leave you there for right this second, just because I have to get around this. He knows he doesn't want to fight about it, because all that entails is me picking him up and snuggling him. He's like, Put you in air gel for a few minutes. Hey, don't you do it. Don't you dare. I see. I don't understand why you were so chill with it 2 seconds ago, and then all of a sudden, SWAT Central. Heathen? I can't. So offended he is. Oh my goodness. He'll come back. He must be thinking we're still on a quilting day and not I gotta cut a 20 billion things out day. Well, I wouldn't care so much if he popped me, but I distinctly heard his mother say this morning he needs his toes trimmed. He's a big cat. He's got thick claws. And I took enough battle wounds working in the veterinary industry. I'm good. I'm good. I've got, still have this one. Whoop! Don't do that light. You can see it, there's like the faintest little pale scar on there. It wasn't even that bad. Cat wasn't even that bad. I don't even remember what it needed. It was probably a nail trim, if it's anything. But I think it managed to nick me right over where one of the vessels are in my hand. It bled like crazy. And it's scarred up really cool. And I was like, no, it's just a cat. Are you pouting in the kitchen? He's not actually that mad. His ears are still up and pointed. And he's just being a princess about it. Which is understandable, because normally I do have the blankie laying up here, but I needed the space to cut stuff, and also the blankie still needs to be washed because it did not make it to the wash yesterday. So I decided having shorts for today was slightly more important than their blanket. As in washing laundry and stuff. Like I would have popped in this morning if I'd gotten up early enough. Silly brain. Silly dreams. Save that much. And we will go ahead and kind of sort of square up what's left after we cut this out. So that way we don't have like a mess when we put it back into the basket. If I don't do it now, you know it's not getting done later. Messing with this. Just starting to bubble up. I think I fixed it though. Think over. Okay, well that's not helpful, right? Get back. I would just scooch the fabric towards me, but y'all know it would probably just completely muck up while it was attached. Just go back in and trim. Oh, my hamstrings. There we go. Good enough. This side is particularly janky. All right, that's the cutting bit done. Get this folded up, and we'll square out our selvage. All right, perfect. Let me move this stuff out of the way. You guys can see how much we're actually left with. Which I don't know that it'll be enough to actually make a thing, but it'll be enough to hold on to. All right, so we've got a skinny edge, we've got some rectangular. I'm going to, yeah, I'm just gonna snip this. Am I realistically going to use this for anything? Probably not. Heart says let it go, so we're going to let it go. I like the blockier pieces to save versus like a long skinny strip. Just depends on the size. Like this big strip up here, that'll be worth saving 100%. And
that's almost a square, so that will be saved. Then we have this bit. Which is very janky. Open that up. And trim that. Trim that, trim this. Let the skinny pieces go. And then for anyone that wasn't here at the beginning, I will show you what we did get cut out for today. That is mostly square. Come on, you. Perfect. And then we still have all of this. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to chop this little corner off. Excellent. So out of what is getting saved, I'm going to take the small scraps and fold them into this so they're not just floating around in the universe. So we have kind of a rectangular square thing. We've got a fun scrap. We've got, and I'm saving these little pieces because I know for that Sunbonnet Sue blanket, I'm gonna have stuff that's like the shoes and the hands will fit right in there. There we go. So we got the big piece, all of our cute little pieces. Excuse me. That was just too pretty to throw. There we go. Choo. Please hold. Okay, we're good. Perfect. Enough. And I think if I have a pin big enough to do it. There we go. So voila! The scraps are being put away. And we still have a considerable amount. Again, probably not enough to actually make things, but enough to feel good about it. Oh, this is. Oh no, that has salvage. I don't care about that. Okay. So, just so you can kind of see how little scrap we actually have left. That. And this. Basically confetti. Which makes me really happy. But this is all gonna go over here. Like that. Okay, perfect. So now we can kind of lay out all the rest of our pieces and then we'll go over the instructions a smidge for what we'll do stitching wise. I wonder if I have time. Maybe. Maybe. So we have 2 of the back part of the shorts, 2 of pocket part 1, 2 of pocket part 2, 2 of shorts back, this, and we need to cut the interfacing. So if we don't do it now, I'm going to forget. Into the basket we go. Normally I keep this hidden, but this is my basket of current project fabric that I am trying to work through. I am doing my best to use everything that's in this basket before I pull anything else out, unless there's something specific that I need. So we have the blue we just used, obviously. We have the flower power dress material. think I was gonna make, I think I have enough to make a shirt out of it maybe for the small one. This real cute pink, which we might do some athletic wear with that. This. Okay, well this is technically the small child's fabric because she picked it out, but there's now glitter glue on it, so I gotta deal with that later. Because I don't think either of these bled down in there. It smells like glitter glue. Okay, there's our interfacing. But I also have leftover from the t-shirt dress in here, like a lot of leftover from the t-shirt dress. I have daisy scraps. This would probably be really cute in the sunbonnet suit. It's a really stretchy piece of material. These will definitely get used in the sunbonnet suit. It's starting to feel like a very blue thing. Oh my god. Was it this one? Deal with that later. And there's like a scraps. And then I have more material from where I made the raincoat. Not enough to do another raincoat. Excuse me, raincoat. But I was thinking about making a bag. Should be enough to make a bag. It's ripstop, so it'll be good for adventuring into the unknowns. It's my crochet doodads. And then I've got some other weird stuff down in here that we'll look at later. Spoilers. Tuck that back in there. That's just such a bummer. That is such a bummer. Okay. That is a bummer for when I'm not showing stuff to y'all though. It's alright. It's very small spots. The issue is, yeah, blue would make a really great bag. A little bag, not frag, bag. I'm not trying to make frag. All right, this is very wonkily cut. I don't think it is thick enough to do this. So let me see. If I don't have a singular piece big enough, I could fussy cut it. Who's gonna know? It's my pant. So a fussy cut is I lay it out and cut it up into bits, so it essentially makes a long piece still. Because I hate having random scraps like that. I hate it. I hate it, but I think, because again, they're my shorts. It's her tester run. I think there's more interfacing in the tub. I might just need to buy some more. But what I'm thinking, what we can do for this, just to use this up and keep from having to dig in 20 billion different things, just we'll lay it, chop it, pin it, move this over, cut the next piece. Because I promise you there's enough interfacing laying here to do this. It's just not going to be one long piece of interfacing. Mind you, we do have to do it twice. So, hang on, I'm having a thought bubble. Hold on. Having a thought bubble. Having a think. Because as long as that's half, and I can get... That's exactly half. So I can get 2 out of this and 2 out of that, and that'll make a whole one. Okay. To recap, the process I just went through in my brain. So for this is the waistband of the pant. We were supposed to cut the whole thing on the fold so we would have enough waistband to go all the way around. Because right now this is only going to go halfway, right? So I need either 2 separate strips of this to have enough interfacing for the whole thing, or 4 halves. There's a lot of math in sewing if you didn't know. So what I'm going to do to save up on all this and get the last of it out of here so I can worry about where the rest of my interfacing is later, is we're going to fold this in half. And look how perfectly it sits going this way. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. This was meant to be. So we're going to cut this piece, and then we're going to slide it over and cut over here, and that'll give us 1 half. And see, Mommy has interfacing at the house. So we will pick that up on Friday. Trust and believe. I will remember to bring that home because I'm finding more and more patterns that I have require interfacing in random little trinket places. And since we're just cutting a rectangle, I'm just going to use these two and call it a day. This is what I mean when I say I'm a scrappy person. I'll figure it out. It may not be following the rules, but I'm going to figure it out. And while I could have folded the interface in half so I'd only have to do this part one time, it makes me nervous, and I didn't want to do that, and I just thought about it anyways. So my heart's going to break over not having enough. I want to know slowly, not immediately. As much as I detest waste, all I'm going to do, I'm just going to let all these little pieces of interfacing go. I'm just going to let it go. Because if I don't just let it go, you know where it'll be here? It'll be here forever and never get used and take up space. And, you know, a year from now, I'll go, wow, look at all these random little scraps of interfacing that I'm going to try and use for something and then never use them. So they're just going to, we're going to put them in the trash now, save ourselves a heartache. Here's 1/4. In half, you silly goose. I'm wearing my silly goose shirt today. But it's Wednesday, so blue. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, I don't particularly care if the interfacing is a little bit larger than the fabric. You know what we do? We trim it off and go on. So no, this is not something I need to be very particular on. I'm sure others would be aggressively freaking out. It can't be me. Couldn't be me. Okay. So now, if we pretend to slap these two together in the middle, we have essentially 1/2 of the waistband now. In frame, Jen, in frame. There we go. So we're going to do that 2 more times, and we will have enough interfacing for the waistband. It's running a little tight lengthwise that way, so we're going to switch it up and do it this way for this one. And that makes sense because on that dress, the front had a lower cut than the back for the neckline. Oh my God, it's nasty. hurry up. I don't know what it is about this morning that it's just like tearing my sinuses up. I need to open up the windows for a little bit. That would probably help. I am a big fan of opening up the windows for as long as I can during the day. Big fan. Across the top. There's 3 and this one might be a little skinny, but I think we're just gonna let it go and be happy with what we got. Close enough. It's going in the waistband. Oh, thank you for making me hydrate. I appreciate you. Oh my God, I forgot what I was saying. The purpose of the interfacing is to give stability to the waistband so it doesn't go flopping around all over the place. So if there's a skinny, not visible in the camera frame, a skinny strip right here and a very skinny sliver right here. Not enough in the camera. Not for this one. And honestly, sometimes it's nice to kind of fudge your, well, say you're for me, to kind of fudge my first round of doing a particular type of pattern piece. So I like fudging stuff a little bit anyways, because it gives me an idea of how much wiggle room I actually have in the pattern to do what I need to do. Okay, that can go off to the side because I can't reach the trash can. I forgot to move it. Alright, now we have our close enough interfacing. Now we actually have everything cut out that we need. So the interfacing, I'm going to pin in with the fabric so it doesn't go floating around into the universe. And so when we start stitching this tomorrow, it's all together, because we will get into doing this tomorrow. And to show you all the method to the madness, this is the waistband piece, folded in half, obviously. So if we stretched it out, it would be the whole length all the way around. But since we cut out 4 smaller strips of interfacing, how it's going to go down is we'll have a piece and piece, and the other 2 pieces will go on the other side. So it's all good. It's good math. I'm going to lay those like that, like this. So I will remember what we did when I pull it back apart. There's always a risk that I will forget. Also, good morning, Dizzle. Thank you for the hydrate. I don't remember if I actually said that or not. But for those that are just joining in or have been fluffing around in and out, we just finished cutting out all the pattern pieces for our McCalls athletic shorts, letter E, if you will, with very minimal scrap, might I add. It's a very good day for me. And we cut it down to the large. If you were watching yesterday, we had initially decided for the shorts, because the shorts pattern was incorporated into the leggings, like printed on there. I was going to fold the pant leg up and then cut where the shorts was supposed to be at. But because I would have had to fold on a curve, I was like, this is not worth the mental fortitude to try and do this. I chopped off the leg part of the leggings. very slowly, very gently. So when we go back to make the joggers, the pieces are here. They are going back into the pattern box. And we'll just tape them gently. Yeah, maybe I'll just pin them together so I can take them. Because if I tape it, the tape will inevitably tear them if I want to make more shorts. So I'll probably just pin them when we go to do the thing. My poor Twitch stream is lagging. Screw you, Spectrum. Anyway, this, we have the front part of the shorts here, back part of the shorts, and then we've got two different pattern pieces for the pocket situation. So that's everything that we're going to need for this, aside from thread and elastic, of course. And I think we'll go ahead and cut the elastic band out while I'm thinking about it. Where's my elastic box? Oh, biscuits, it's over there. Yeah, I can squeeze around and get it, so you'll have to miss my glowing face for 2 seconds, but we're gonna do just a little wrap around. Just a little one. What you don't see is the very large couch that is impeding my movability at the immediate moment. Nope. One of these things is not like the others. Yeah. One of these things isn't the same. Okay, I had to finish it. I can't start stuff like that and then not finish it. Okay. We have the box of elastics. Shush. Ah. This is the loving supply that my mom handed me a while ago. As I told her last time, it will go into quick use. So this is the last pattern piece that we have for this, and all this is the guide for the elastic. It is the same size for the shorts as it is for the pants, and the reason it is so big, also I think it's a little bit smaller than the waistband, is because we're actually going to need that much. And the reason it's not like this with a cut on the fold for it is because who the heck wants to cut on the fold for elastic? No one else would do that. It'd be terrible. The slip slide would be ridiculous. I thought about using this, but I might save this for the joggers because it's really nice, but because I need cord for the shorts too. I'll get it later or use that leftover green. But it has the cord already like stitched into the band, which is so cool. But it's also a little thick and a little big, and I don't want to try chopping that up to make it work. So we're gonna save this and use it for the joggers because it's really nice. Again, this is our faff around starter project for this particular pattern set. So when we're ready to do the big girl stuff, we'll use that. Oh, I have fold over elastic in here. I might have enough of this to do that dress. Goodbye, light. Come back, light. My phone's very heavy. The light is having a hard time. Alright, that's too thick. That's too thick. This was very well organized, I promise you. Once upon a time when I initially put it together. How wide does this want the elastic to be? Suggested fabrics, notions. 2.5 yards of 1/2 inch elastic. Half an inch elastic. Don't know that I particularly care about that camel color, so we'll pull that out as a contender. Don't have enough of that one. This black one. This is for feel like that's good for bras and stuff. It's gonna be a really tight elastic because it's got extra stitching in it. I don't know that I want to use that. I don't think we're gonna use that one. I think we're gonna do. I might have to use that camel. And that's fine, honestly. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. So that's actually for bras or something. Let's see, what is this? Fuse and gather for ruffles. Oh, I do have 2 draw cord elastics. I still don't want to use it though. Okay, let me see if I have any extra of this in my drawer. Nope, I took it all out. That's okay. Yeah, I think we'll just use that camel because there's a lot of it. Next, that's too much. Also, that length that it has on there is also thinking about the joggers, because the joggers have elastic that go into the cuffs around your ankles. So all I'm gonna do is just lay it, unfold it, line it up as I go, and we're not stretching this out, we're literally just laying it on there. And cool, we still probably have about a yard of this left over, which is pretty solid. And good books. All right, and our elastic is done. Hooray! Wrap that, a cheeky little pin. And make sure I get all of it. There. Perfect. Now we're done cutting out stuff for it. Now we get to do the fun part of finding the instructions so we can get a mental picture of what this process is going to look like. So this is all shirt, tank top stuff. And we'll just look through it all as we go. Start this with these. I think this has Spanish on the back. I could probably read it. Not going to. I probably could if I had to. So this is all just the tank top instructions down to here. Shorts E, pants F. Tank top, and you can see the tank top has like top A, top B. C and D have the same instructions. I think the only difference between C and D is the hood on it. Yeah. Because C will stop here and then the hood goes on last for D. We are going all the way down to here. Shorts E, pants F. And we are going to have to cut it here in 2 seconds. But the first 2 notes I've got on here are stretch fabric evenly in front and back of needle while stitching. So we need to make sure we are stretching it from both sides of the machine while it's going. The first view mentioned will be illustrated unless otherwise indicated. Okay, so when it's giving the instructions, the picture is only going to show the first view, and then if it keeps going about that same piece, then it's not going to reprint the picture. You're going to have to just mentally figure it out by yourself, which is fine.
So this is gonna go, as I suspected, pockets go on first. She loved that. So the pockets are gonna go to the upper edge. Hold on one second, y'all. All right, we're gonna glaze through this really fast. Okay, front back, pocket's gonna go on, turn pocket to the inside, pocket, basting, basting. Let's try a double stitch seam. We're gonna pull the serger out for this bad boy. We're going to. Whether we need the serger for the whole thing or not, I will deliberate in my free time today, and we will decide tomorrow, which means I'm gonna have to pull the serger out and get it cleaned up. It doesn't need to be cleaned up crazy. There's just like little fragments of previous projects on it, so that's gonna be a little emotional for me. So I'll do that in my own time. But yeah, I love when the instructions are super short. So the instructions are just 1, 2, down through 7 is the actual shorts part. And then from 8 to 16 is the waistband. Make buttonholes. I forgot I need buttonholes in this for the drawstring to go through. But we put holes, we put the waistband, we attach the edges of the waistband, fold it over, make the casing. I think it is understood that the interfacing needs to be melted on before anything else happens. Pin it to the outside. Okay, cool. So this is going to be, the waistband is going to work like the waistband did for her dress that I did off stream. So it gets stitched to the top of where the shorts would go. You can't even see my body. Hold on. So the shorts would stop like, let's say here. Without folding the waistband over, it's going to get stitched this way. And then we'll fold the waistband in like this to make the casing. And that's where the elastic will hide out. Insert elastic through upper and lower openings in casing. Flap ends, safety pin, try on, adjust necessary. So we'll have to do a little bit of a try on when we get that far. Yeah, once the waistband gets on and the elastic's put in, which is honestly the easiest part of the whole process, then the drawstring goes in and we're done. And I've got that green drawstring left over from where I did her raincoat. So I might use that, might use something else. And the rest of this is for the pants. Oh yeah, and the lower edge, like, obviously we should hem the bottom of the leg holes. Obviously. Okay, so that's it. So I'm gonna fold the instructions up so this is present, and then the leggings have their own sheet. Great. And a zipper. Does this go in here? Hold on. This is for something else. Mom. I don't know if my mom's still in here now, but it's almost time to go. So somehow I have this pattern booklet in my pattern box, but somehow my McCalls M6110 leggings pattern ended up in this one. It was very confusing. Okay, so it's fine. We'll come back and do this one another day, but she needs to find her home in her other container. Well, that was a fun treat. Not sure how we did that, but okay.
And it says page 1 of 3. So the other 2 pages are probably in their respective folder. So I'm going to, in good faith, assume everything is fine. I am going to fold this not how it was originally intended. Should not have said that. This. But that is it. We are going to wrap it up for today. The small one has awoken. The end is nigh. But thank you everyone that was able to hop on for today. I hope you had a good time. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a whisper. But I think that's it. I'm going to play you guys out with some cute little lo-fi. Midas is wishing you au revoir so he can get back to being the dastardly orange thing that he is. But I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday, a great rest of your week, and I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Bye!